Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking shock absorbers. So the issue we're dealing with today is replacing the shock absorbers on this hobby caravan. So let's just quickly look at the tools you need for a job. Clearly, as with everything, you'll need a torque wrench. You'll need a combination of either two 19mm spanners and a 19mm ratchet, depending on how you prefer to hold the nuts as they're being undone. And I'm not replacing them because they've worn out, although there is a difference in performance clearly between ones that are 6 years old, and I think I worked out the other day we've done about 30,000 kilometers, and the new ones. But I'll show you on this one. Now, this is the one I took off the other side. Hopefully the camera focus on that. You'll see here all the bushings here are really badly, you're going to focus, really badly cracked. Okay, and at the other end, which is the bit that's actually mounted on the chassis as opposed to the bit that's on the wheel, you can see the deterioration there, which clearly and there is completely split. So worst case is I could use these for another year and then they'll be caught out on the tuff. So let's just before we start do a comparison side by side, hopefully this will work, of the difference in performance. So I'm really struggling to push down the new shock absorber. In fact, it's really quite uncomfortable, and the old one next to it pushes in with about 2/3 of the level. It's really hard to hold, but if you see how quickly they go back, it's not bad, to be fair. The performance is not bad. It does go back. It's just a bit slower at the end. So that's the degradation over 6 years. And they're a fairly critical item to safety and performance and stability. And I only noticed this because I've just been having to replace the tyres, because despite, as you can see, I leave them up on the caravan on axle stands, albeit with the wheels on, when it's not in use, they have completely split and perished. So let's dive in. I'll show you how we're going to fix this problem. Right, so I've now got the old shock absorber out, as you've seen, just to show you the order here. So you've got the bolt, the two spacers through the chassis, and then this nut, and then at the bottom, nut spacer, nut washer, and then the other side washer, chassis, bolt. And just as well we are replacing this, because if you look in here now, you can also see that just where are we? Just here, this bolt is split, this boot is split as well. So clearly they're not in the best of health. So as they say, fitting is the reverse of unfitting. So I'm going to do that now, and then I will come back to you for the final part. So I wasn't going to film this until I'd finished putting it back together, but I thought I'd just show you that. So the very top up there, the bolt is just done up hand tight, so the ratchet won't go up anymore. So we're not going to do the final torquing until this drum is under pressure. However, you need to compress the shock absorber in order to be able to get it into this bottom hole. Now, this may be the other way around for you, but as I'm right-handed, sort of my right hand has got a stronger grip than my left. and therefore I was able to compress it without any problem on the other side. On this side I can't, because I'm having to work from behind the drum, and therefore what I've had to do is I've had to use the jack here, and I've jacked it up and I've wedged this bottom part of the shock absorber in one of the ridges on the pad here, jacked it up, but even that is quite powerful. It then tries to force across the rubber, and you just have to sort of time it right to then push this bolt through. But once it's in, obviously there's enough there to hold it, and then you can just release the pressure on the jack like that, and it's in. But I just thought I'd give you that little tip before I carry on fixing up the bolts, and then I'll come back to you showing how to do the final torquing. So I've put that other bolt in, and now all I'm going to do is just jack this up as I'm doing here, okay, under pressure until, if I lift it any further, then I'm actually jacking the Caravan off here. Okay, so that is now under tension, I think. Yep, that's off the ground. Okay, clearly anything goes wrong, it's just going to drop down a centimetre onto there. You can then put the torque wrench on and get it tightened up to its final load. Put the wheels on, go for a road test. What I'm going to say to you here and just show you is on this bolt here, carrying on here, it's very difficult to get the torque wrench into here, and you've got to torque the nut and not the bolt. Wrong, sorry, the bolt and not the nut. If you are doing that, you need to add about 10% to the torque value, okay, in order to be able to get it done up. Now on this side I might be able to, the position on the other side with the axle stand, I couldn't do it, and I had to torque the head and not the nut. Torque setting itself is 90 Newton meters. So there you go. That's how to do that job, all done. In the background there you can just see everything's nicked up. Just going to put the wheels back on. I'm not going to take it for a test drive today because we're away in the Caravan week after next and I haven't got time at the moment, so we'll give it a test tow on the way back home. I'm sure everything will be alright, and I'll let you know of the improvements. Until then, have a lovely day, and thank you very much for tuning in, subscribing, and see you in the next video.